I'm Deepesh Patel, editor at Trade Finance Global. Today we're at the BAFT Trade and Payments Conference here in Washington, D.C., and we'll be exploring the evolving landscape of the payments industry. Joining us, we have Karrie Rodriquez, Assistant Vice President at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, here to discuss key macroeconomic and monetary policy updates, FedNow, and faster payments. Karrie, welcome to Trade Finance Talks.
Hello, thank you. It's nice to meet you.
You too. So, quick introduction. Who are you, where are you from, and what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm Karrie Rodriquez, and I do work for the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. I do work in the FedNow business integration area, working very closely with other FedNow teams, but also working very closely with other business lines within the Federal Reserve System that need to support FedNow continuously operating 24/7 every day of the year.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to ask the silly question now, as you are AVP of the FedNow Service. Can you tell us what the service is?
Sure, absolutely. So the FedNow Service, it is an instant payment service that was launched by the Federal Reserve last July. And instant payments, it allows consumers and businesses to be able to send and receive funds real time, any time of the day, any day of the year, with immediate availability of funds to the receiver. Any financial institution can sign up and offer instant payments to their customers, and there's a wide range of benefits with instant payments, especially during emergency situations and for families living paycheck to paycheck.
Thank you very much. And can you talk about industry collaboration with FedNow? What role does this feedback play in the development and ongoing enhancements to this service?
Sure. So FedNow was, the Federal Reserve chose to develop the FedNow service in part based on a strong industry demand for more choice and availability of instant payments. Early on, we formed the FedNow pilot program with about 120 financial institutions and organizations that provided early feedback to the development and design of the FedNow service. And these organizations, they also participated in early testing activities. Several of them are early adopters of the FedNow service, and many are strong supporters of instant payments.
Thank you very much. Going to dig deeper. Can you give any actual examples of case studies or projects that you can discuss, and what were the goals of these partnerships? Well,
ongoing collaboration and engagement is important to ensure that we are designing features and functionality, new features and functionality of the service to continue to meet the demands of the industry. We do have the Ecosystem Accelerator subgroup that has payment processors and core banking service providers across the instant payment ecosystem, or instant payments in general, but they do provide input to the design and release priorities of the FedNow services. But these organizations, they can also help the needs and interests of solution developers and solution providers. So having that ongoing engagement in the industry can help, with modern, innovative instant payment services across the broader payments industry.
Thank you, Karrie. And actually, to your previous point around, many people living paycheck to paycheck. Why has global macroeconomic volatility made the payments industry even more vital in the past 24 months or so? And how do FedNow services help companies manage their operations and liquidity perhaps in a more efficient way?
So faster payments is becoming more and more popular, and it's growing. There's definitely benefits, like I said, especially during emergency situations and families living paycheck to paycheck. But consumers and businesses, they can, use faster payments to help ensure the timely delivery of services and goods, and they can also use faster payments to help with their own liquidity needs.
Thank you. And how is the Federal Reserve balancing its strategic aim to support monetary policy whilst helping advance payments? Because it is a bit of a balancing act, right?
So the Federal Reserve performs 5 key functions to promote the the health of the U.S. economy as well as the stability of the United States payment system. One of those functions is conducting monetary policy, but another is fostering payment and settlement, safety and efficiency through the services that we do provide to financial institutions. And the FedNow Service is an efficient payment, and it will help with the broader payment industry to help build modern and innovative services.
Yeah, thank you, and that's really key. How do we use these services to allow innovators to come in, disrupt, innovate, and challenge the status quo? I guess fraud is another fairly complex issue within financial services, particularly in the payment space, and there's no signs of that slowing down. How is fraud mitigation supported by the FedNow Service?
So the financial institutions, they do serve as the first line of defense for fraud. The FedNow Service did launch with a set of tools to help mitigate the risk. A couple of those tools include setting limits, transaction limits at the network and participant level. We have negative lists, and there's some required reporting. These tools are meant to complement a financial institution's own fraud management strategies. We will continue to enhance our fraud tools, and one of the upcoming features will allow financial institutions to establish thresholds to reject payments if they do exceed cumulative value or velocity levels. Another feature that we have is will allow correspondent banks to set net SIN limits for direct respondents. This feature will help the correspondents better manage their overall account with the Federal Reserve, but also to help manage credit exposures to the respondents.
Thank you very much, Karrie, and I think that correspondent-respondent relationship piece is a really important topic that's been discussed throughout this Trade and Payments conference. Final question, Karrie. What are your thoughts on the impacts of instant and faster payments on the broader US financial system and economy?
So, based on surveys from the Federal Reserve, the majority of consumer and businesses are already using faster payments. And they've indicated that they plan to use them more frequently in the future. So I do think we're going to see a tremendous growth in this area with instant payments, but also with new innovative ways for organizations and companies to offer instant payments.
Thank you very much. That was Karrie Rodriquez, Assistant Vice President at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, discussing monetary and economic updates, FedNow, instant payments, and faster payments. Karrie, thank you for joining us at BAFT DC.
Thank you.